race number 2 today. We're looking at 1,000 meters for this juvenile plate, and this is where the bipod starts out of the vaal. Looking forward to this card, and we start here, as I mentioned, with the bipod with 11 runners. Your betting as number 3, Constellation for the Mike and Matthew de Kock team at even money, back from a rest this afternoon. 8, Anchorage, 7-2. 11-2 by number 2, Nyaga Nyaga. 1, Sylvan Warrior, 13-2. 12-1, and better bar those. There are a few first-timers in the field here, but Daryl Marie is here to join me today. Race number 2, juvenile plate. Welcome. Thank you, Daryl, and help us get through.
How are you doing, Lal?
Thank you. Better, I think.
Oh, that's good. Front of the computer form, no comments for the first-timers, so I don't know anything about their chances. Obviously, you can go onto the Hollywood website, go onto their syndicate websites, and you'll see a comment for number 7. Now, it's interesting that Calvin's taken the ride on number 7 over number 6, who he rode last time. The dam won once over 1,200. See if there's any support for number 7. If there is, I think he can run a promising debut. Now, of the race runners, I distinctly like number 3, Constellation. You can see on paper he's as much as 3 kgs better off with Nyaka Nyaka. I think Constellation, the connections, they've expected so much more from him. He's been slightly disappointing to date, but they did put him away. They've brought him back when the going's firmer. A tongue tie gets fitted, and I think he's going to set the record straight because he's highly regarded. I don't believe number 1, Sylvan Warrior, is capable of giving him as much as 5 kilograms. And then, you know what, number 8, Anchorage, lovely debut. That was over 1160. She comes back down to 1,000. A little bit wary about that form line because just in behind her was a 100-1 first-timer. So let's see how she goes in her second start. With regards to the other first-timers, I'm not sure, but if the first-timers run first and second and we happen to run third,
There we go.
we survive the bipod.
There we go. First runner home that has experience in the bipod if the first 2 are first-timers. Now qualify. That's lovely, isn't it? Makes it a tad easier. Right, here's Daryl's bipod. Race number 2 at 12:30. The spend for Daryl, 128 Rand. Banker 3, Constellation, who made 2 very promising runs. By 1 and 18, by 1, 8, 15, 17, by 1 and 13, by 4, 9, by 3, 5, 6 and 8, 128 Rand. Race number 2. Race number 3, 1,200 meters, first leg of our PA, and it's a maiden plate for the fillies and mares in a really sizable field here. 20 runners. Betting quite strong at the top for the size of field. Number 18, Japanese Garden, who Gavin has chosen, you'd think, over number 1 at 3.75. Second favourite is number 1, Desert Cloud, at 9-2. Also in the money, first timer number 13, Al Granger at 11-2. It's 10-1 the pair, Desire number 10, and the 17, her Bertus Hunt. It's then 14-1 and better by those. Daryl, not an easy field, but those 2, I know you and I chatted off air, they do seem to have decent form. Are we worried about the first timers?
Yeah, I am a little bit worried about. Let me get the number.
13.
Yeah, number 13, Al Gringa. Now, the dam won 4 races between 1,200 and 1,800. If I'm not mistaken, she was trained by Dennis Dreyer. Currently priced up in the region of 11-2. I'd certainly follow the market closer to race time because I don't think she needs to be a superstar to get it right. I'm not saying it's going to be easy pickings for her, but I can see her making a winning debut. Of that, there's no doubt.
We're not sure if Craig will be riding yet at the vaal, so we'll see in the morning.
And Andrew Fortune's not riding.
Okay.
With regards to all the other first-timers, there's no comments except for number 15. Mr. Bronco says we'll need the run. Now, nice to see Sereno and Candice team up again. They got a very promising strike rate. This filly, number 1, Desert Cloud, let the side down badly last time out. But you need to recall that at that stage, Candice was going through a very quiet spell. And you can always follow stables that have turned and are in form. So she's having her peak run. She steps back up to 1,200, which will certainly be in her favor because she was run off her feet last time. So I can see her going close. I was a little bit skeptical over that form line in the beginning, but it's actually working out well. I mean, Captain Salvi's come out and run second, post-maiden effort, and the second filly, 8 Hats, has won. So in this sort of lineup, she can certainly run a place, which I hope, because she's forming bottom up here. Then number 18, Japanese Garden. Now, obviously, she's a 2-year-old. You can see she learned quite a bit from run 1 to run 2, because in her second start, she showed pace, unlike her debut. So she came out running. Gavin knows what she's about in a race this time round, and she's got a lot of scope for improvement. I mean, yeah, she's a lightly raced 2-year-old, only having her third start, and of the exposed runners, the form isn't that great. So I can see her featuring 2. So 1 and 18, I'm actually very confident that we'll get through the opening leg of the PA.
We like it. 1 and 18 in the first leg of this 320 Rand PA by 1 and 15, 1 and 13, 4 and 9, 5 and 8 leg 5, 3 and 18 by 1, 2, 3, 12 and 15. That's race number 3, PA time 13:05. Race number 4 is a maiden plate over 1,200 meters. Another nice, good-sized field here for the first leg of our pick 6 this afternoon. 2 changes. Number 3, Highveld Storm, has that Cornell collar on, and number 12, Rock Music, races unshod this afternoon. Number 2, Johnny Drama, on local debut, is your current favourite at 3.75 to 1. 17, Wall Street, 4 to 1. 5 is about number 1, Mizzen Sword. 13 to 2 the pair, 8 Force Public, and the 15 Time Will Tell. You can pick up 12 to 1 and better bar those. So again, first leg of the pick 6, how many do we need, Daryl?
I put as many as 4. I went numbers 1, 8, 15 and 17. Now you can see numbers 15 and 17 have competed against each other. That was beyond One Fine Winter. Time Will Tell was having his second start, and Wall Street was making his debut. So a length and a quarter separated the two of them. However, Time Will Tell's had much more experience since then and has got racing fitness on his side. Since then, Wall Street has been rested and changed stables. I don't know where he is in his well-being, but they've secured the services of Gavin. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him reverse that form. Then you have to go back to the War of Kingdoms run. Time Will Tell actually ran third on that occasion and beat Mizzen Sword by a good couple of lengths. In saying that, I think Mizzen Sword's last start without the blinkers is very, very encouraging. I like the way he finished his race off on that occasion. So I think there won't be that much separating the two of them this time round. Obviously, Mizzen Sword is well exposed. A little bit surprised to see Johnny Drama at the top of the boards. I mean, his best form has been in work rider events in the Western Cape. And I really can't see any support for him at those odds. I mean, I think he'll trade in the region of 10 to 1. That's my personal opinion. Then number 8, Force Public. Now, in that same race that he debuted, there was a well-fancied first-timer from Lakulakis. They backed off the boards. What was its name? Woensdag Courant.
Yes.
And this horse was given a chance in the early stages. He stayed on. He's only having his second start. He can... If he's come on since that run, I'm sure he has. And with a step up in trip, we can see major improvements on his behalf. So, although it's a 17 horse field, I think 4 will get us through, and they should suffice. 1, 8, 15 and 17.
There we go. Pick 6 time. Race number 4. 1,600 Rand to spend. You can take a percentage, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 8, 15, 17. By 1 and 3, by 4 and 9. By 3, 5, 6 and 8. By 2, 3, 4, 14 and 18. By 1, 2, 3, 12, 15. Race number 4, 13:40 this afternoon. Race number 5 is the first leg of our Jackpot 1. They're racing over 2,000 meters for this merit-rated 76 handicap. Just the one equipment change, number 6, Future Wolf, as per usual, Cornell collar on. The betting has number 1, the Ultimate King, in such good form, 17 to 10. 4 to 1, the 2, Aladdin's Lamp, that's 4 to 1. 6 to 1, the 9, Capola. 6, Future Wolf, has been passed up at 14 to 1, It's then 15 to 1 and better bar those. So the top two do seem to be dominating here in race number 5, which is the first leg of the jackpot. But I'm interested to hear what Daryl thinks. I think he might have found us a bit of value. Race 5, jackpot?
Yeah, I see Aladdin's Lamps priced up as second favorite. Lovely enough debut on the high fault, stepping up to 2,000. I think that will be in his favor. Yeah, my pick six perm was 1,600 rand. So if I included him, I was going to include Capola too, and it just would have got too costly. So I've gone with my top 2 selections in this race only, 1 and 13. Now let's start with number 13, Chabal. I think he's way overpriced.
25 to 1 currently.
Yeah, 25 to 1. Have a look at him. I mean, he's very lightly raced. Yes, he won his maiden in a work rider race, but look at the progress he made from run 1 to run 2, returning from a layoff. And his rating came down 3 pounds, and now he's been stepped up in trip. I had a look at his dam. His dam won up to 2,000 meters. She won 2 races, 1,800 and 2,000. I think Muzieni, from a neat draw, nearing racing fitness, or well, peak racing fitness, he's going to arrive above his current odds. Number 13, Chabal. If you like him, you have to have respect for Banner Bridge, but obviously Banner Bridge is an 8-year-old and having his 53rd start. So I think that 1 kg turnaround in the weights is going to be enough to swing it in Chabal's favor. Then you have to have a look at Capola and the Ultimate King. Now there's only 2 kilograms swinging. Well, there is 2 kilograms swinging Capola's favor. However, you can say Capola's well exposed, whereas the Ultimate Kings only had a handful of starts. You need to watch that race. The further they went, the stronger the Ultimate King was getting. Now he's stepping up to 2,000 meters. His dam won the Oaks Trial over 2,000 meters. So he does have a tricky draw to contend with. However, have a look at the spur. The spurs are 12 meters, which I think will be in his favor. If there was hardly any spur, he'd have to wait longer. But I think the field's really going to fan out across the track early, and he'll be slicing through them. I think he's way underrated, and I know Capola's going to get the run of the race, but I think with the extra 400 meters, that's certainly going to be in his favor to confirm that form. Then you have to respect Aladdin's Lamp and a few others, but like I said, my perms are quite costly, so I've only got my top 2, 1 and 13 in the opening leg of the jackpots.
That's why tipping's hard. That's why you have to be brave. Here's the jackpot: 1 and 13, by 4 and 9, by 3, 5, 6 and 8, by 2, 3, 4, 14 and 18, 80 rand to spend. Race number 5, 14.15. Race number 6, a merit rated 66 handicap, 1,800 meters, and the first leg of our jackpot 2. You can take the blinkers off number 6, Gamer, and a Cornell collar on number 7, Kiss of Fire. Betting number 4, Carnello, 33 to 10. Nice to see Gavin taking a ride for Shailen. Number 2, Storm Ahead, 4 to 1. Joint third favourites at 9 to 2 are the 3, Instant Attraction, and the 9, Viva de Janeiro. It's 11 to 2 about Gamer, number 6, and the 10, Cartagena, is at 13 to 2. 12 to 1 and better bar those. So, merit rating 66, when you see merit rating 66, you know it's not going to be easy. They're not going to be the strongest fields. But I think you've got an opinion, quite a decent opinion here, Daryl.
Yeah, I would have loved to have more than my top 2 once again, but I do believe we're going to get a run for our money, especially with Cornello. He likes to wear his hearts on his sleeve and go up and make the pace.
Just like Shailen, he's the
yeah.
same. Yeah.
Shailen's got 2 soldiers in his stable, Espinosa and Cornello, and both of them, his better horses, he's keeping good form. They're keeping good form. So they run honest races. Last time out, he tried him over a bit further. He proved that he gets the trip. Gavin, Storgate number 2, he's going to make use of him. He's going to set the fractions up front, and you'll get a run for your money. Have a look at that run behind Bob Lee Swagger. In the same race was Storm Ahead. Now, Storm Ahead is 5 kgs worse off, and Storm Ahead's travelled to KZN and back. So I'm hoping for my sake that Canelo reverses that form. Then the horse that Gavin rode last week is Vivid de Janeiro. Now, I don't think that race really panned out well for him. This horse needs a little bit of cover, and things just fell away ahead of him. He hit the front a long way from home. He battled very gamely, but unsolved riddle just got the better of him in the latter stages. Have a look where he's drawn. He's drawn one on the inside of Canelo, who's a natural pacemaker.
Sit behind
So
him.
if he can sit behind him and relax, more importantly, relax, he's going to run another honest race. I mean, he's found good form. And Calvin he's got very soft hands. So if this horse can settle and he can be produced at the right time, I think he's going to pose a danger to Canelo. If you don't like the two of them, then you have to include Storm Ahead, you have to include Call Me Master, Gamer. Yeah, I mean, instant attraction. It really becomes wide open thereafter.
All right, you're going to take Daryl's 2 there, or you will need to play wide. It is a 66, but this is how you tip. You take a chance and you get the money. 4 and 9, leg 1, by 3, 5, 6 and 8, by 2, 3, 4, 14 and 18, by 1, 2, 3, 12 and 15. 200 Rand to spend here for jackpot 2. Race 6 off at 14.50. Race number 7, Fillies and Mares 92 handicap this time, over 1600 meters. Take out the 1 is a scratching and take the blinkers off number 3, Cape Lights. Just checking there no more. That'll leave 13 runners. Betting open, Cape Lights without those blinkers, 9-2, joint favorite with number 6, Blind Ambition. It's 11-2, joint third favorites, number 5, Too Late My Mate, and the 14, I Am Regal. Ever on Toast is 6-1, along with number 12, Last Car to Pass, 10-1 and better bar those. I'll be tipping tomorrow, but I'm quite glad today to be sitting here and listening to Daryl. It doesn't look easy to me.
I'm not glad whatsoever because my top choice came out this morning.
Oh,
Sueta.
okay.
I mean, Diego would have been
Pity.
chomping at the bit to ride her. If you just saw her last start, she was desperately unlucky. But anyway, she comes out.
Yeah.
Number 5 now interests me. Too Late My Mate. They put the money down last time out, but if you watch that race, she came out running and she was far too keen under Marco and she just emptied out. I think with a further rating drop, she's now for 92, this filly. She's very decent. We haven't seen the best of her. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe that.
Yeah, you got World of Alice,
Yeah.
Asrides, Spumante, Dolce. They aren't bad runs.
I think if she just learns how to race this filly, she'll win her races. And I think off a 92, I have to include her in all bets. Then Avon Toast, out of her ground last time out, she
And
was
she
doing
carried
it.
top weight last time as well,
Yeah,
didn't she?
and it's never easy to give weight and start. So that wasn't a bad run whatsoever. Interestingly enough, she comes right back in trip, Lyle, but she's only contested the course in distance once, and she's won on that occasion. So all depends whether she's in contention going through the 400, because they are going to go quicker this time round. So she, of no doubt, will be finishing a race off the best. It just depends if she'll get there in time. Then you have to look at Blind Ambition. I know there's a swing in the weights, but I thought she won with a bit in hand last time out. And Brett Weber at the moment's firing, so I can see her notching up another victory. She only got 4 pounds or 2 kilograms. And then Cape Lights, the blinkers come off. She's always thereabout. She never runs a poor race. She's as honest as the day is long. If things can pan out well for her, she could feature. So, yeah, my top 2 happen to be 5, Too Late My Mate, and 8, Avon Toast. My backup is with the 3 and the 6, and the race certainly doesn't stop there.
Remember on debut when Ever on Toast ran and we got the comment from Joey, bring the salt and pepper.
Correct.
And she won. Right, 3, 5, 6 and 8. Pick 3 this is. By 2, 3, 4, 14, 18. By 1, 2, 3, 12 and 15. 100 Rand to spend. That's Daryl Marie's final pick 3 on the card. Race number 8, merit rated 74 handicap over the 1400 meters, the straight 1400 meters, big field here. The changes, number 7, Laughing William, blinkers go on. 11, Vitilius is a scratching. Number 11 takes no part. And that's that. So there'll be 18 runners here. Where the betting is number 4, Dylan's Champ 9-2, 5-1 King of Numbers, number 2. Daryl was just talking about Brett Weber. Number 1, Faustinovo 6-1. The 17 to 2 fourth favourite is number 8, C Shanty. Number 3, Paul Revere, 9 to 1, 10 to 1, and better bar those. So it's actually quite exciting to see Dylan's champ, if that's the right word, exciting, having his first run out of the maidens, because he was such a consistent and disappointing maiden, but the ability is there. But I leave it up to you. This could be a nice quartet to catch.
Yeah, it could be a nice quartet. You know, Dylan's champ, if you want to back him, I think the best
ahead.
advice we can say to our viewers is watch him move down to the start. Because we know he's got the ability, but he comes with his issues, and we've seen him being scratched at the start before.
Yep.
So I think all depends on how he's actually feeling on the day itself. So yes, I can see him featuring. I think in his handicap debut, it's going to be interesting to see how he goes. Lyle, then, you know, we've touched on Brett Weber's yard. They're in cracking form. And yeah, you've got another soldier of his yard, King of Numbers, who is in great form. And if you like his chances, you have to have respect for a few others, because they meet him off better off at the weights. Namely,
Paul
number
Revere, I
3,
suppose.
Paul Revere, and number 14, Sovereign's Call. I think they're as much as 1.5 and 2 kgs better off. A little bit of luck in running could certainly determine a different outcome. This was number 18, C Shanty. He really won with a bit in hand last time out. And I think off his current mark, despite the slight increase in his rating, he's going to be very competitive again. I think Mark sources are running well at this stage. So I like his chances. I'm going to be leaning towards Paul Revere. I think Kobedi Dihaba is riding with a lot of patience, and he can just track the pace up front as one of my leading lights alongside C Shanty. However, respect for 2 King of Numbers, 4 Dylan's champ, and 14 Sovereign's Call. Once again, Lyle, I have to say the race doesn't stop there.
Yeah, not an easy race, this one. Good quartet if you want to catch it. Daryl's going for the double. Well, 2, 3, 4, 14 and 18 by 1, 2, 3, 12 and 15. It could pay because there's some value horses in there. And the cost, 25 Rand. Race number 9, merit rated 74 handicap again. They're over 1,200 meters here. Big field, 20 runners, no changes at this stage. Betting 5 to 2, number 5, Alone Time. You can get 10 to 1 and better on any other horse in the race here. So I know I said to Daryl last race, that's a good quartet. How about this one is the good quartet race? Because if you can beat the 15 Alone Time, which is quite possible in racing, as you well know, this quartet could pay bombs. So I'm eagerly awaiting your thoughts on this race. It's not easy, Daryl, obviously.
I find it a little bit surprising that he's as short as what he is.
That's why I'm shocked to see 5 to 2.
Yeah, strictly on his last start. Wow, he ran well above his rating, and he's up the vaal straight. He's possibly his most effective.
He's got 7 more kilograms in a weaker race. You know.
Yeah, but have a look at his form prior to that. He never ever indicated that he can achieve a rating of 80 like he did, or whatever he achieved in his last start. So I'll give him a chance.
He's got a chance, of course. Yeah.
Serena Moodley now takes the ride. I respect him. I just don't think there's any value.
He won't be 5 to 2 when they jump.
No, you'll be 6 to 1.
Yeah.
Let's start from the top, because this is a very difficult race. I've just suggested a swinger box, and number 1 forms part of my play ensuing. He's another one that's rating come down a lot, enough to be competitive. Last time out, they tried him with the blinkers, and he folded. He raced too handy, and he folded. Gavin will try to get him cover and produce him late. I think that's the way I read it. Number 2, Vegas High Rise, 2-1 over the course and distance, so he loves it. Yeah, Jason, when he gets aboard, I think it's Mr. Botma's horses,
Mr. Botma.
He really gives it a full go. So this horse found a bit of life last time out, so I think he has to be included. Number 3, Tokyo Medaglia, interests me a lot. We heard from Casey that this horse had a throat operation and before his penultimate start, and he came back and he won on that occasion. But you need to see him. He looks like he's got something about him. Then they tried him over the around the bend last time out, a little bit further, wasn't disgraced. Back up the straight, back over 1200 meters, a strong ride by Dennis was. We'll see him feature over here in my mind. And then I also included number 12, Hammy's Hero. Last time out, wide draw in the soft, never got into contention. Penultimate start over distance too far. This horse races extremely well, fresh, and I think he should be thereabouts. So a swinger box to end of the day, Lyle. Very, very competitive racing. 1, 2, 3, 12, and 15.
Goodness gracious me. Just listening to that was hard. All right, 1, 2, 3, 12, and 15. Daryl's swinger here. You can add 1 or 2 more. They will pay. 100 Rand is the posture for the final race on the card. Thanks, Daryl.